59 laps to go. No change in the front five. A Dodge, a Chevy, a Dodge, and two Pontiacs, led by Ryan Newman. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. continues right about the same interval, 1.7 seconds back. Jeff Gordon on the move.
Yeah, he's trying to squeeze through there, but thought better of it. Good decision.
Trying to take fifth from Johnny Benson. One more pit stop yet to come. Just ahead of that battle, bottom of your screen, Jerry Nadeau having one of his better outings, and a little bit of psychology from crew chief Ryan Pemberton.
Just stay focused. When you get all wound up, it reflects in your lap times a little bit. So you can tell me what the car is doing, but keep it short, take a deep breath, and concentrate. You're much better off. And we'll work on it. We got something to build on. We'll go to California here in a couple weeks.
I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel a whole lot better.
Yeah. But Darrell, I think that goes back to what you said in our opening. This place takes focus to run around here as fast as you run around here in a one-groove racetrack. And evidently what Jerry was doing was getting too descriptive with what the car was doing. He was losing focus on driving the race car. Ryan's saying, just tell me what it's doing, but keep it short.
Yeah, when he was talking about getting all wound up, he wasn't talking about the car. He was talking about the driver. You need to calm down, driver, and talk to me, you know, in a little slower fashion.
So Nadeau remains fourth, and the interval 8.7, 8.8. Dick Berggren.
Well, I've been monitoring the conversations between Ryan Pemberton and his driver, Jerry Nadeau, Mike. And earlier in the day, Nadeau was really upset because the car was pushing so badly. And gosh, these guys have tried just absolutely everything to try and fix it. Spring rubbers and air pressure, all sorts of things that have had a really tough year. Once Pemberton told him to calm down and stop doing all the worrying and just drive the race car, they have done substantially better. It's not always a matter of adjusting the car. Sometimes you have to adjust the driver too. And things are going real well right now for Jerry Nadeau. He's heading for a top 5, his best finish of the year.
Good point, Dick, but Jerry's going to have a look in his mirror and find a fast closing Jeff Gordon. This is one of only 4 Winston Cup tracks on which Gordon has not won, and he's in the top 5 and closing.
We've seen time and time again today that over the long haul, on the long runs, Gordon's car gets better and better and better versus some of the other cars that seem to slow down at the end of a long run. But it may take his car too long to pick up the speed he needs to chase down this 12 car up here.
Darrell, Mike, I just believe this thing could come down to that last pit stops and strategy. One, we can't have any mistakes as we see teammates racing here. That's a battle for 10th, Mark Martin and Kurt Busch in the 97, Mark in the 6th. But, you know, if you're up there, Ryan Newman, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Car in the wall in turn 3, guys.
Joe Nemechek, the 25 car. No caution just yet.
Oh, man, he come right down in
Caution is out, though. Caution is out. Forget my strategy.
I'm sorry, Larry.
No.
He come right down in
That's
front
the
of Dale
strategy
Jr.
out right there.
10th yellow of the day, lap 283. And there is no right side. No usable right side left.
Bring it. He can't stop.
No, he pounded that thing.
You all right, Joe? You all right?
And I think what we'll see here, especially with about 50 laps to go, we're going to see everybody come to pit road, probably take 4 tires, Darrell. This puts you where you can make it to the end of the race.
And nobody got a lap back from Ryan Newman on the run to the caution flag.
No, he was way too far ahead of anybody that could. About the 29 car was about the only one that could. Harvick.
Joe Nemechek did respond to his crew. He was talking to them.
I tell you, though, he knocked the fire out of that wall.
As we've talked all day long, when you hit the wall here, even if you're in the middle of the corner, you hit it a ton.
I couldn't tell if something happened to the right front, but it appeared to.
Of course, pit road is closed because Joe Nemechek's car is on pit road along with a lot of the safety vehicles. There you see the man waving the red flag with the yellow cross indicating that pit road's closed. When it's open, he'll be waving a green flag.
Joe's out of the car, but I guarantee you he's had that. Oh, is he still in there? I thought I saw him walk away.
I think that was a crewman.
Yeah, it is.
Uniforms are the same. And here's what's left of Bobby Labonte's car coming back out into the race. We'll see this from Dale Jr.'s car.
But he comes right down, and you hear Junior really get on the brakes hard.
You know, I'm not going to sit here, Darrell, and say there won't be someone in our lead lap cars, the 16 cars on the lead lap, that won't try 2 tires, but that'd be an awful lot of laps on your left side tires at the end of the race, right at 100 laps.
Don't believe I'd want to do that.
Now, pit road will remain closed for at least another lap as Joe Nemechek's cars come to rest out in the pit lane just before the entrance to the garage area. And there's Joe.
Man, he is, I tell you, he had the breath knocked out of him. I know that.
Well, it's good to see him walking away.
Of course, the winner of the Busch race yesterday here.
And there is where he pounded the wall and used up that number 25 Chevy.
When you see the imprint of the wheel in the wall, that's a hard lick.
You can just look at that and tell. I mean, look at that right front tire shoved all the way up almost against the front firewall. As you said, Mike, pit road was still closed that time. I think probably next time it probably will be open by the time they get back around.
Darrell, you run 190 miles an hour into these corners, but also you're running down to the bottom of the corner, so that wall, when something goes wrong, it's a long way to get there.
Oh yeah, and the car doesn't slow down. I mean, there's no way to slow it down. Something happened to it. Even if you can't respond. I mean, it happens so quickly that all you do is hang on. You just grit your teeth and hang on.
See Sterling Marlin right there, right behind leader Ryan Newman. He's in 32nd, 5 laps down. A lot of damage to that car.
Because, quite honestly, Mike, I mean, you got all the confidence in the world in what you're driving. You never expect. It's not like you're expecting something to go wrong, and when it does, it just takes you by a big surprise.
All right, the pits will be open this time, and as I've often heard you say, it's a lot easier to pass them on pit road.
Yeah, and I got a feeling it's going to be a pretty good race right here.
And this could be the last pit stop. This is where whether you're going to change 2 or 4, you've talked to that pit crew. Look, 5 lug nuts off, 5 lug nuts on, no mistakes. Don't let tires roll away. We can't have a problem on pit road this pit stop. There they come, 45 miles per hour.
Ryan's being pretty courteous to Dale Jr., giving him an outside dick.
Jerry Nadeau on his radio urged the crew to put just 2 tires on. Ryan Pemberton looked around at the various crew members and he kept seeing people with 4 fingers in the air. The crew decided by committee they're going to put 4 tires on Jerry Nadeau's car.
42 car Jamie McMurray a little loose by himself but tight in traffic, so crew chief Donnie Wingo said we'll give you 4 new shoes with a ½ pound of air in that left rear. Matt?
2 tires for Ryan Newman, 1 can of fuel. They made a chassis adjustment. He was a tick tight. They needed to free him up just a little bit. Dale Earnhardt Jr. a little snug in the center off. A rubber in the right rear in the last stop. Just 4 tires, no changes on this stop.
I'll tell you what, despite taking 4 tires, Jerry Nadeau got out of there 4th, so that gamble seems to be a good one.
But I'm going to tell you, I watched pit road close. Of course, our guys and girls were all over the top of those pit stops. I only saw 1 car change 2 tires, and that was Ryan Newman. I don't know, Darrell. We'll have to see.
Well, he's fast. I mean, I think he may be lulling himself into thinking he's better than he is with those 2 tires.
So Newman comes out first. Because of just 2 tires, going to be a long wait for the next car.
Yeah, there's just no substitute for having fresh tires at the end of this race.
Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jerry Nadeau, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Green, Johnny Benson, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, everybody else.
And we've talked about how the tires don't really give up here on the stopwatch like they do so many places. But Darrell, we saw it in the Busch race yesterday. Those fresh tires, they just give your driver maneuverability. He can turn the car down if he needs to.
What I don't like at this point of the race is they don't marry up well. You've got hot left side tires with air pressure built. And you got to put cold left side tires on. What do you do with the air pressure? Do you try to match it to the left, or do you leave it down? And if you leave it down, then the car's not going to drive well.
Rusty Wallace gained 4 spots along pit road, and Jamie McMurray lost 10 spots. Let's get out of Chris Myers.
And welcome back to the Hollywood Hotel with Jeff Hammond. Chris Myers, if you've noticed, our broadcast crew has worn a certain pin signifying the Race for Cure, benefiting breast cancer awareness, in a charity group that the 88 car, Dale Jarrett, this will be their new paint scheme. I don't know if you get a close-up shot of that. Right, here's the this is the new UPS logo. This will be the other one. There you go. And they'll be running that soon. And again, charity benefits from that. And we certainly wish Dale Jarrett currently on top as we go through pit changes. You were questioning, though, with Ryan Newman only taking 2 tires, Dale Earnhardt Jr. going with 4. You figure, why gamble? Go with 4.
Well, I mean, again, I like the idea of trying to keep my tires matched up. Sometimes you get a little bit off because you go from set to set. When you match up a set of hot left sides with cold rights, it can kind of like mess the handling up of the race car. And as good as he's been all day, I'd have been trying to keep that set together. Now we'll have to see whether or not it's going to play out, because the rest of the guys, they all got 4. He winds up losing this race. I'm sure they'll go back on Monday and say, well, we shouldn't do that again.
Ryan Newman, certainly the 88 car is coming in now, so Dale Jarrett is going to pit. He was the leader as we get a look. We were just talking about.
And I think you need to think about the reason why he did that was stay out and make sure they lead the lap, get the bonus points at the same time. He's got some damage to his race car. He doesn't probably feel like he's got an opportunity to win the race, so let's get ourselves dialed in, take advantage of what we can. They got that lead the lap, so now they got the bonus points.
Yeah, it's been a rough ride here today for Dale Jarrett and the UPS car. You know, let's go back to Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year, but he hasn't scored a top 5 finish since he was at Kansas last year. So he's probably anxious to, and he's run well during the season. He just hasn't had the breakthrough win this year.
Well, he's finally got the opportunity. He's always been fast come qualifying, but now he's got to put a period on whether or not he can hold on to this first place and get himself a win. Mike?
So still 16 cars on the lead lap. Ryan Newman likes to jet ski, and you'll see him on eBay, maybe selling some used up parts.
You know, he came in here last year 7th in the points. This year he comes in here 15th in the points, so he's not up to where he was last year point-wise, but days like today will make up for that in a hurry.
And Dale Jarrett, you mentioned the pink ribbon of the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Dale and Kelly have really been instrumental in raising a lot of funds, and along with Ford Credit, raising awareness for that group, and a great job that they have done. There you saw Jamie McMurray, who lost 10 spots on pit road. Jeannie?
Yeah, Mike, in top 5, out 14. Why is that? The left rear, a lug nut fell off.